Hello. In this example, I will demonstrate how to forecast using the moving average technique and also compare between two techniques of forecasting using MAD and MAPI and MSE. So let's start with this example. We have 6 days of actual sales, and our goal is to forecast day 7 and 8. So first of all, using moving average k equal 2, I will click equal and basically add the last two actual values and average them. I'm using the simple calculation just to illustrate the formula, but you can also use the average function. If I will copy this down, what we'll see is that when we looking at the second cell, the first cell was okay. We got the two last days, 5 and 6 together. But when we copy to day 8, you can see that day 6 and day 7 are being added, but we don't have any actual data in day 7. So in this case, when we don't have actual data, what we do is we're using our forecasted data. So I need to change cell F13 with the cell G13. So now I have the forecast. So again, you can click F2 to see the content. While clicking on the cell G13, you can see the two last days to forecast day 7. And you can see the 6th day and the forecast of day 7 together averaging to forecast day 8. So that's moving average k equal 2. The same thing, let's apply backwards. So I can actually copy this formula backward up to here. And if you click on the cell G9 and click F2, you can see that it's averaging the first 2 days. The same application we will do with k equal 4. So I'll click equal, open the brackets, and add the last 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. And divided by 4 because that's moving average for k equal 4. Again, if I will copy this one cell down and I will click on F2, you can see that the 4 cells that have been added included day 7, which is empty, no actual data. So I need to replace the cell F13 with the forecasted based on k equal 4 that we have calculated before. So I need to click on cell K13. And here we are, we have the moving average. Similar to what we did before, I will copy that backward, but I will not be able to copy that far away, only to this position, because that will be the first cell to the past that we will be able to average the first actual 4 cells data. So here is moving average k equal 4. When we're going to compare between k equal 2 and k equal 4, we need to make sure that we have the same numbers of actual data and forecasted data. So looking at the two techniques K2 and K4, we can see that only in day 5 and 6, we have both actual data and forecasted data for both techniques. That means that we will calculate now our metrics for comparison only based on these two rows. I'll start with calculating the absolute error by clicking equal ABS, open the brackets. This function in Excel will calculate the absolute value, and I'll take the actual value and subtract the forecast value. We're calculating now the error term for moving average k equal 2. I can also copy that down so I get the error for the k equal 2. Apply the same thing for k equal 4, so equal ABS, and I'll take the actual subtracting the forecasted. You can use the same the same format. The next step is to calculate MAD. And MAD is the average of the arrows. So equal average and highlight the two cells. The same here, equal average and highlight the two cells. So we got two MADs and we already see that K equal 2 is preferred because it's a smaller value. Next step is to calculate MAPI, and in order to do that we need the error term in percentage. So we will click percentage of the error term. That will be our title, and let's apply the same fonts. And in this case, we will take the error that we already calculated and divided it by the actual data. And it's not a dollar, it's percentage. So I'll click on percent, maybe increase the decimals and apply the same to the second one. So we can see the error percent that is happening here. The same here, equal the error term divided by the actual, and changing it to dollar sign, percentages sign, sorry, and in this case as well. If I will average this, I will get MAPI. So this is MAPI. And let's do it here as well, using the average function. I highlight the two, and that will be MAPI here. And we can see between the two that MAPI and MAD agree. Both of them say that lower error occur when we're using K equal 2. Let's proceed, and now we'll calculate the squared error. And I'll just create our label to be clear. So this is the label for K2, and that's sorry for K4. And what I do is I take the error that we calculated before the absolute error and I square it. So now I have the error squared, and also here the error squared. And if I will average these two, I will get MSE. And averaging them here. And I got it. You can see that also MSE agree that K equal 2 is better. Another option to calculate MSE is using a function called SUMX_my2. And that will help us to calculate the numerate of MSE. So we can do equal and use SUMX_my2, open the brackets, highlight the actual data, and provide the forecasted data for the same technique. And then divided by 2 because we're averaging it over 2 points. So click that and you can see that I got the same result as the above results, the same numbers. So again, this is the syntax: SUMX_my2, actual values, forecasted values, and then how many rows you have divided by to average them. So that example complete comparing between two moving average techniques.